Okay, so I had a lot of interest in getting this embellished so you guys can see a little more of that, and then especially making the tags, which I agree. So what I was doing to create some of the tags, I measured with my ruler, I don't know where I put it, just how wide the tag can be that'll fit into the pocket, and then how long it needs to be. So I don't want it sticking out too much. You can leave them sticking out if you like, I just don't prefer that. So for my calculations, I want the tag to be 3 1/4 inches wide and 5 1/2 inches long. The bag is about 5 3/4 inches long, but it's not going to go all the way to the back unless you really push it in there. So for me, 5 1/2 inches is good. If you want to do 5 3/4, that's up to you. But the ones I cut are 3 1/4 inches wide by 5 1/2 inches long. And I just want to start off talking about that. I'm not going to do the tags quite yet, but I wanted to show you a little bit of what I brought out to use in the book. And then, as I showed you in the last video, I'm sorry, I want to make a mention in the last video. YouTube, I don't know what happened when they uploaded, but they cut off like the first 3 minutes of the video. So when you start watching part 5, I'm already talking and it's kind of strange. But I did put notes in there to let you know what the sizes of the chipboard. Basically, that's what I was talking about, is the sizes of the chipboard for your album. So I did make a note there, but I apologize for that. I'm not sure what happened there. So in the last video, I also showed you how to cut this little hole here with your hole punch, or circle punch, or oval punch, whatever you want to use. On this next set of pages, I didn't cut anything as far as the circles. On this one, I lifted the flap and I did cut out the same hole here. So on this, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4th page, I do have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so page 4 does have a little cutout. And of course, I'll have still pictures of these at the end, so you'll be able to see that. This one I didn't do a cutout because this one has pockets underneath here, and I didn't want to do a cutout also on top of having all these pockets and a flap. So the cutout is going to be on the following side on page 6 here. There's a cutout here. And then this is just the way it was from the last video. Actually, I cut out the spot here also because behind it there's pockets, and I don't really like putting the pockets in with the cutouts. So on this one, there's pull out tabs on either side. Then you have your page with your pockets here. And then the last page, when you flip it up, you're going to have another cutout right here. Okay, and I eyeballed all my cutouts. So if you can see, some of them line up, but they're not perfectly lined up. Okay, they're not exactly the same, but they're there. I just lined up in the middle of that little page. Okay, and so what I've done is I went in and looked to see what I have that's Christmas related, and that kind of goes with this paper pack. You don't want to just start off with anything. And what really upsets me is I have this set of cutouts that I got last year, and I never really used them, and they're like perfect. Look at that little girl, has that same Victorian style as the paper. I can't find them. I know they're always just laying around because they fell out of the package. They were in the trunk of my car, and this is the only one I can find, but I have a whole set of them, so if I find them, I'll hopefully be able to kind of go in, because look at that. I mean, it matches perfectly. Oh well, I just wanted to show you guys. And I just grabbed a bunch of other stuff. I grabbed some paper punches, like this one has reindeer. I'm not sure if that really goes with the whole theme that I have now, but snowflake punch, just a regular border punch. This one does a holly leaf border, but it makes a strip basically. I think I have one laying around, but I'll show it to you when we get started. I grabbed a bunch of flowers. So there's this, they're a little bit larger. I'm not sure if I'll be using this because of the size, but I would like something smaller. Oh, this is the border that other thing punches out. It's kind of cute. A little holly. I grabbed some little not findings, but just cute little things like that. These little pearls, of course, I always end up using these. They're not really pearls, but whatever you want to call them. Lots of, rhinestones that might go along with it. This I just found, I thought it was kind of cute. They have kind of wintry colors, that blue and the beige with the little glitter. Lots of just regular colored flowers. From last year's Christmas time, I have all these stickers. So I have a lot of stickers, dimensional, and they all have a kind of a little bit of vintage feel. So this one says Santa. I'm not sure if I'll be able to fit in that book, but if I do, that's great. Some chipboard pieces with more rhinestones. Lots more, Santa Claus stickers. All these different types of stickers. Okay, and here's some little poinsettia, like 3D stickers. Border stickers, which are easy. All you have to do is cut it down and stick it down. I have lots of stuff, okay? So I have lots of stickers. As you can see, I'm just piling them on here. Lots of different things that might go. This, I think, is too trendy. It's not quite the same style, so I probably won't use those. But lots of different things here. Buttons, And then I also pulled out I have this huge pile of stuff, sorry, I'm just gonna pile this on top of it. My bucket, what I call my bucket, it's like a shoebox full of stamps, and I have this cool stamp that I just got this year from Michael's. It's by Cosmo Cricket, but by Hampton Art, and it says have yourself a merry little Christmas. So it has, you know, Christmas music. This one's just music background, like music page, doesn't have any words. This cute little Unity stamp that says winter wishes. It's hard to see, but that's what it says. And then this is all of my Christmas stamps from Close to My Heart. So there's lots of borders and just, you know, classic Christmas stuff, sayings like Merry Christmas, you know, all that good stuff. So I'll choose those as I go along. But I guess we should just get started. Sorry, I just want to show you kind of how I pull things together. I'll just go and look in my stash and see what I have and just bring lots of stuff out. And I won't probably use even half of this stuff, but I have the option of doing that if I want. So I move this stuff out of the way and I'll get started. I already made a tag because I kind of in my head I thought, wouldn't it be cute if you had a tag that was kind of like a book, just so that you can put more things into it. So when I opened it up, I have this here, and I just made one. I'll show you how I made it, and it's really simple or really plain. I'll decorate it up a little bit, but it's basically a piece of paper that's tri-folded, and then I just cut however I wanted in the corners to make it look more like a tag. So this piece of paper, like I said, I wanted my tags to be 3 1/4 inches wide, is 9 3/4 inches, because basically 3 1/4 inches 3 times is 9 3/4 inches, and I made it 5 1/2 inches tall. Okay, so I just cut a piece of paper from, you know, an 8 1/2 by 11 piece of paper that measures 9 3/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches tall. So I'm gonna get my my score pal or score buddy, because this is a little guy, and at 3 1/4 inches I'm going to make a score mark at 3 1/4, and on the other side I'm just going to flip it because this is a small. If you had your big guy, you would then score it at 6 1/2 inches, right? But I'm going to do 3 1/4. I'm going to flip the paper around to the other side, and again 3 1/4. And this is up to you how you want to fold it. Okay, so I wanted mine to be kind of like a zigzag. So if someone pulls it out and they look at it, they're gonna open it up and open it down like this. If you want them to be more like a card, where this is just tucked in like this, you can do that. So they flip it open. That's cute too. You know, actually I think I even like that better. So I'll go ahead and do that. But if you want to make a zigzag, it depends on what you want to do. And the tag, what I had for this idea was either to put more pictures on, or, you know, your children, if they're old enough to write or to draw, they can draw what they loved about Christmas that year, or what their favorite memories were, and then you can stick them on here. Wouldn't that be cute? And then you have another little book, a little something, you know, to look at. So I'll put that to the side. So so like I said, if you're gonna fold it like a zigzag, go ahead. If you want to fold it just like a book, go ahead. So here it is, and I'm gonna fold them both in because I did kind of like the book look better. I keep saying the book look. Okay. So from this point, all I did was just eyeball where I wanted to cut a tag. Okay, so I'll show you. I was gonna use this one. Once you cut one, if you like the way it looks, then you can put that one that you cut above the next one and just cut down, right? Oh, I measured the one at 5 1/4. Okay. I cut this one a little bit too big. See how my paper's kind of hanging out here. So what that lets me know is I actually cut my tag, my paper, at 9 3/4 by 5 1/4. Okay. So if you do 5 1/2, it's going to be flush. 5 1/4 is going to be a little bit shorter than your tag. So just depends on what you want to do. Apparently I did mine 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. Okay. So if I just lay it here, I can cut it. If you don't want to do that and you want to kind of make your own, because you need to start somewhere, I would just kind of eyeball where you want that tag to go, and then just cut it how deep you want it. And then you're going to take that little piece that you cut off, and just this little piece here, and just flip it over so it's exactly the same, and then other corner here on the opposite corner, and cut down on that one too. So now you have this tag shape to go in your book. Now I'm not gonna decorate this one because I use black paper, and this I'm not sure if it's gonna end up in my book or not, because it'd be a little harder to embellish. All I would do on this kind of thing is maybe add some stickers, maybe some of these border stickers and things, because of the dark tones. Obviously you can stamp in white, you can do embossing, would be good because that would show up very well in black. But let me bring this other guy back out, and I just had a quick idea just to do something quick and simple on this, because if I add pictures it'll just be there and it's kind of matting in the back. I'm going to use this stamp set D1225 called Jingle Borders, And it just has all these different types of borders on it. So cute, little presents, just little dots, some, you know, Christmas kind of sayings, some snowflakes, so like flurries, some kind of really pretty just design there. And I'm gonna start with the one that has all the words, the Noel, Let It Snow, Merry Christmas, all that good stuff. And I'm just gonna place it on this block, and this block is bigger than the stamp. That's okay, because I'm not gonna use the whole thing. Obviously this isn't very big, so I'm not sure if I want to stamp it this way. I was gonna stamp it at the bottom. I thought that'd be cuter, going down the bottom side, okay? And if I look at this page, when I pull it out, there's lots of reds and some green, kind of olive colors and the beiges, so, and obviously the black border. So I'm gonna start off with, I'll use this Vineyard Berry. It's a deeper red. I just like the color itself. If I went with Tulip, which I do also have, that'd be really pretty also. Just whatever coordinates with your color scheme here. So I'm just gonna place that on there. I'm gonna ink it up. Just anywhere, because it's not gonna, the whole thing's not gonna stamp. And I'm trying to eyeball that so it's kind of straight. And hopefully I don't smear it, because I can feel that the paper's kind of moving. I would probably open the whole thing up, but it's still folded, and I'm just gonna eyeball it. There you go. And now I have this cute little border on the very bottom of that tag, okay? And then I can open it up and stamp on the bottom of this one, stamp on the back, do whatever I want on the inside. If you want this all to be like one kind of continuous scene, you can, you know, definitely do something like that. Just depends on what you want to do with your tags. So for this one, I'm just gonna leave it like this, very plain, just, you know, to kind of show you guys what I would do. Like I said, I would add, you can even put more mats, you know, with the little piece of paper that you have left over. This one's too small, but if it was bigger than that, you know, you can put little mats on the inside of your tag, and that'd be really cute. So I'm only gonna do like 2 or 3 of these for the book, and then the other ones will be just your normal tags. So if you wanted to punch something or add something here, just, you know, to make it look more like a tag, that's up to you. I wouldn't go through all thicknesses, because then obviously you can't open it. So I would just kind of put something decorative here, not really functional, but just to look cute. Maybe let me see if I can, like these red rhinestones, or a larger button or sticker, or whatever you might have that might fit there well. I just have these little rhinestones, so since I just stamped that in red, I'll get one of these little rhinestones out, kind of place it there, okay? And then, you know, this would be a place to put a picture, or, you know, a small picture, and it'll just kind of cover up some of the words. It'd be very cute. If you want to distress it, go around and use your little sponge to distress the whole tag like this. I kind of left it open because I want you guys to kind of just go and make it your own. The thing is, not everybody has the same stuff, so even if I'm showing you what I'm doing, you might not have the stuff to do this with. So just do whatever you like, you know, whatever you think is cute. So I'm gonna open up my book, and I will place that tag. So now if you wanted to make one of these for each tag, or each paper bag that you have, then you're gonna need 5 of them, okay? And then we can just slide it back in there. And you can even leave it sticking out a little bit so you can see that little rhinestone, but if not, it's there. Very cute. And let me think about what I want to bring in to put on these other pages as we kind of go through, and we'll get started. So I'm just gonna pretty much, you know, put a lot of stickers and different things in here. On this page, it's just very blank, you know, just kind of open. I can just pull out some of these poinsettia stickers that I got from K & Company. These are from last year, but they'll probably put out something similar to this year, because they generally do that. And just put this here, you know, why not? Cute little poinsettia. And you guys know my style, like what I show you guys is very simple, kind of plain. I don't put a lot in the front. I'm not even sure what I want to put on the front, if anything, because of the whole scenery that's already on there. I kind of like the way it is, so maybe I'll put something here on the side, or we'll see. But so it just adds a little something there. Another thing you can do if you want corner round, decorative border punch, like I said, you want to kind of do the decorative border punch as you go along if you are going to be doing something like that. I already cut this little piece just because I was testing it out. And basically all I did was take this EK Success punch and punch it on some brown paper, and it came up with this little strip here. And it's just a very light brown little strip, and I'm just going to take a little chocolate ink and distress it. Oops. I already distressed that side. And with something like this, because it has those little holes, you can either run it through one of those little Xyron sticker makers or whatever you might have. I'm going to put some liquid glass on the back of it. And hopefully not get everywhere. I'm just going to go down the sides because it has very thin little edges. It's a strange punch. When you look at it, it doesn't tell you it's a border punch. Like when I bought it, it doesn't say that. Well, it doesn't say it's a, not a border punch, but what's the word? This type of punch where it makes a little strip. It just says it's a border punch like every other punch that you buy. But if you were to punch it and completely punch it out, it's going to make a strip, you know? So I'm not sure what that's about. But so there's that. I don't want to put too much because I want to put like a picture here, you know, that's what the mats are for. So even inside here and on the back. So I'm going to leave that there and maybe just, I'm not sure. I'm going to leave that one just the way it is for now because, like I said, it's hard for me to put things, like start decorating without having the pictures I'm going to be using. And that's mostly because I want to stick the picture behind this area. So if I place these things, it's kind of, you know, counterintuitive because then I don't know where I'm going to put these pictures. This is pretty cute, this little holly though. And to go with that holly punch, and then there's also holly in this little candle. This is Holiday Wishes. So what I'm going to do is I'll place that also. And what's good about these stickers is that the sticky stuff, my fingers have ink all over them, leaves a lot of space behind it so that if you were to try to kind of shimmy a little picture behind there later, you can do that. And I'm going to leave it so it's kind of hanging off the page, give a little more character. That's cute. And on the back side, you have this whole area, and you know, just look at what you have. If you have stamps, stickers, whatever you might have laying around like I did, and just start placing some stuff. Like some stuff, huh? These I got at the end of last year also at Michael's. They're Recollections stickers. And I think it's kind of cute because they're round. They're like Coke bottle or Coke tops or bottle tops. And the little holly wreaths are obviously round. So I think what I'll do is maybe place like this one that says Noel. It's a little more classic looking. And this top corner. And then you can still stick a picture right under that. And then you have this area here. Again, place more stuff. I'm just gonna leave this one the way it is because I have the little rhinestone over here sticking out. And it kind of says, hey, come look at me, you know. So I'm gonna leave that there. That's it for those pages. Like I said, I'm very simplistic. Okay, so this one has its little places to place tags. So let me get some paper that I might want to make tags from, and then we will work on that. From the actual paper pack, they have a page that has all these cute little tags. There's some that are larger, they're like 4x4. These are like 2x3-ish looking is what they look like to me. I haven't measured them. I've just been cutting things off this paper. So I'm going to cut a couple of tags from here. Just something cute to kind of stick into the book. It's not really a tag, like you're not going to write on it, but it's really cute. On the back it's this pretty blue pattern. And then I cut a couple little pieces of paper. This is just some of the leftover binding paper that I use. These are cut at 2.5 by 1.5. And what I'm going to do with these is just make some little tags for myself just by hand. So all I'm going to do is get a border punch. Now this one, I like this one, but I think this is going to make like a very rough edge that's not going to end up being something you just kind of tuck in. It's going to have this strange edge. This is basically like if you're going to layer this over something else, you know, so I don't want to use that. So I'm just going to use this plain little scallop punch and just cut a little scallop on it. And since this is smaller than the actual punch itself, I'm going to kind of eyeball it from the back. You can see the red paper going in there. And I'm just going to kind of place it where I think would be best. And then just punch that. So now I have this little scallop at the bottom of my tag. And do the same thing for the other one. You can do this on the side of it with a larger tag, smaller tag, whatever you want to do. So then one's a little bit wider just because I cut them a little bit kind of crazy. I'm going to place them with each other like that. Just layer them. So I'm going to make one cut and have, well, 2 cuts and then have 2 tags at the end of it. And usually what I would do is I pick that up and kind of go measure along the other side, but I'm just going to eyeball it. So now I have these 2 little tags. And then I will grab my paper punch if I could find it. When I find that, I will punch a little hole right here just to make like a little tag. Okay, let me go grab that. This is my crocodile and I can't find it, so I had to bring out the big bite to do this little job. But I'm gonna use the 1/8 inch punch, if you can see it kind of coming out there. And I'll just kind of center it. I'm just eyeballing this, but if you have pre-made tags or cut out some tags on your Cricut or whatever, if you're gonna do the Cricut tags, I would recommend cutting out like maybe 12 of them. Just so you have the different tags. Lots of tags for your different pockets. But here they are. So now I have these little tags. If I want to run ribbon through there, I can, or just leave them like this, or however you want. Of course, I'm going to distress around them. And you can make them so that you can write on them, just leave it blank like this, or maybe get one like from the stack that has all these cute little stamps. I cut one of these little stamps out. Like this little blue one here. And just glue it down with ATG or stick it down however you like. I'll put this glue because it dries very fast. And just kind of put that on there kind of catty corner so it's kind of offset like this. Be pretty cute, I think. And I'll just kind of tuck that in there. So now I have this little tag there. Like I said, I can leave this one blank. This one can be just used to actually write something on. Put some ribbon, don't put the ribbon, do whatever you like. I'm gonna stick that one in that corner there. And then for this page, I think these are super cute. So this is what I was showing you that I just cut up from the papers. So now I have all these little cute little inserts. This little postcard with, again, the little you know, postage there. This one just says Merry Christmas. It looks like more like a postcard front. This looks like the back of one. So that's basically what it is, like front and backs, little cards that you might see in like a book or whatever. These are super cute. So I'm gonna stick one of these postcards in here. Just to be kind of cute there. And I like this one for this page, especially because it has a little holly, a little girl or baby sleeping there. Cute. I'll stick that in this other tag. So it's up to you. If you want to make tags like this that aren't specific to, you know, your family or whatever it is, you know, put pictures in here instead of these tags, however you'd like. So that page for me is done. If you want to put more, you know, stickers or buttons or swirly things or whatever it is that you like, you know, maybe like some of these little cabochons right here, I would stick one, or you can stick one there just to have a little something extra, which I will do actually right now. Like I said, I don't junk up my, and I call it junking up. It's treasures, I know. But I don't put a lot in my books just because, I don't know, I'm just not like that. But I'm becoming more that way recently because I have so much stuff. It's like, why not, you know, just put it in there. So that's what I say. So that's stuck down already, a little cabochon. And now we have these pages. Again, I usually keep these open just for pictures. If you would like, I will. Let me put some of these things aside so I can think about what I want to do with these pages. Okay? Border, it's the back side of it. It's this side here. It's a gold foil looking border from this K & Company Sheer Simplicity strips, and there's a whole bunch of them in here. So, I mean, there's a plethora of these that would go with this book really well. What I'm going to do is marry up both of the pages, since they both have different styles of paper that I used, to make them a little more cohesive, right? So what I'm going to do is line this here at the bottom, you know, and then cut it at, I guess, very much the same, you know, sizes that we made the book at, which would be 5.5, is that right? Long here. So I need to trim this one right here. And then another strip for the other side, which is basically the same. There's just this little piece in the middle I didn't need to use. Okay, so I'm going to peel the backing off of these stickers. It gets a little harder to do as you're working on the book when the book is already full or assembled. I don't really like going, you know, I like to do it at the end of the whole thing. Just seems easier to me. But if you want to, you know, put this together as you go along, that's another option. So I'm just lining that up right at the very bottom edge. Okay, and then that way when you place your picture or whatever, it's gonna have this little ruffly looking thing at the bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna place the other side also. Now I've placed those. Gives a lot of character, a lot of shine to those pages. And then I have this little sticker set, again, I got last year from Recollections at Michael's, and it has like a flourish, and then it has like this reindeer. Even though there's not a little reindeer in the book, it just has that Victorian kind of look, and I like it. So I think I'm gonna use both of these things on this middle page here. So let me think here. I'm gonna put the reindeer with the red on this side, so that we're going to bring some of the red that's on this page over here, okay? And I'm just trying to think of where I want to place them. I'm gonna turn it facing me because it's hard for me to see what it looks like facing you all, which would be the best way to place it. Okay, so I'm just gonna put him like right there, kind of facing up. And again, you can still stick a picture behind him because of the way the sticker, the sticky part of the sticker is placed. And then I have this flourish left, so that I will put on this other page. Oh, there's little extra ones, so I'll put that wherever I think would be good. Trying to think if I should put it up in this corner, but there's already something there. So let's kind of mess with it a little bit. I'm gonna place it up in this top corner. And it's hard to see because of everything else that's going on there, but once you place a picture and the picture is kind of covering up a lot of this background, it'll look really cool. So there's that. And then I said there's this little extra dot. I'm just gonna place it over here. It's kind of random. Okay, so that's those two pages complete. And I'll just continue, you know, placing tags, like some of the ones I already have cut. Where did I put those? I put them to the side and I told myself, you're gonna forget, you put those there. There they are, back behind me. Just has a lot of red and blues and things, so I'm gonna use this little postcard and just place that there. And I think that's good for that page. On this page, it's gonna require a little tag, so I'll just cut another tag out just like I did before, but maybe with a different color, maybe with black, maybe with a brown or a beige, and put that there. You can also place a picture here and obviously pictures up here. So I don't want to put too much to make this too busy. And then we're going to have a pull-out tag here. So if this tag, like the black one that we made, was to go here, then you already have a lot going on there, okay? So I think for me that's good enough. Let me place, I have these stickers that say Happy Holidays, little round stickers. I don't want to take too long on camera because I don't know what YouTube did to that video. It really bothers me. Anyway, this one says Holiday Wishes already on the paper, so I'm going to take this little gold sticker and place it over in this top corner. And you have to remember to place it upside down. Well, you know, the way you want to see it. When you turn it up, you want to be able to read it, right? So this is facing that way. Oh, I already know what that is. I ordered a UV nail lamp, a big one, so that's what that ding dong was for. Okay, so there's that. And we can turn the page, and then I would just continue doing the same, pretty much the same kind of things I've been doing. Make another 3-fold tag for this pocket here, or just a regular tag. It doesn't have to be 3-fold. If you did just a regular tag, make it 3 1/4 by 5 1/4 or 5 1/2, whichever you prefer. Put it in there. Some more little tags here would be awesome. You know, I can place like this one. This is cute. It has a little, except for me, a bundle of good wishes for your Christmas. A cute little tag. And I'll just place that there just for fun. And then you have your pull-out tag, of course. And then here we go. Some more. This is a very busy pattern. So that's the only thing with this one. I love it. It's super cute, but it already has a lot going on. So I'm not real sure exactly how I would go about putting anything else on this one or fixing it up. Let me see what I can find and then I will so show I found that Santa phrase. I think it'd be kind of cute here because it's so red and it really pops, and you can see it's on a clear thing, so you can kind of move it around, see where you want to put it. And since it has the thing about gifts, and then all these little tags says, you know, Christmas Emporium, obviously the paper says toys, Merry Christmas, cute stuff like that. All the little, you know, gifts that these little children are playing with. I think that'd be a cute thing to place here. But it's going to take me a minute, okay? So I'm going to do that off camera because you have to really lift this up real carefully and place it down, okay? So it's one of those stickers that generally I don't even want to use it, but it's cute. So I'm going to try to stick that down, okay? It's not as bad as I thought it would be, but it wasn't easy. So there it is, Santa. Really cute. You can still put a little picture, a little something here, you know? Or just leave it like that. It's cute. And then when they flip it open, you have your area for your pictures up here. So I have these stickers from Anna Griffin that are really well suited for this album. But I have those, and then I have this Kane Company pack with the different Santa Clauses. And although they're not Victorian, they're a little old school looking. So what I'm going to do is maybe place 1 or 2 of these stickers here. In the middle of that last section, I just thought my son had woken up, so hopefully he'll stay asleep. But I mean, I have the Christmas trees and the Santa Clauses, and maybe I should go with a tree. That way the little Santa Claus won't take away from the feel of the graphic 45 paper. So I'm going to put this little Christmas tree. Oh, not there. These stick pretty good, and he decided that he's going to do his own thing. Right over here. Cute. And I'll have still pictures for you guys of all these things so you can get a better view of it. And this little present has like a little Santa Claus hat hanging off of it. It's kind of cute. So I'll use that. Place it up here in this top corner. Okay. And again, another little, you know, tag if I want to make here, or just leave it so that you can put your things here. And then we're going to place another tag here. And I probably will keep doing that the trifold card because it's kind of cute and it gives you a lot more room for this little mini to really hold a lot of pictures and a lot of stuff. So I'll do that and I'll show you that when, you know, when the picture comes around. So there's that page. And it's this thing. The sticker down here is kind of keeping the page up, but it doesn't bother me. It's going to be fine. And then now we have another set of tag pockets. Again, I'll just create more tags the same way we already did. I'm not going to put these here because these don't really have the colors I want. They're like bluish. But if these were them, I would place, you know, the larger tags in here. Or Cricut tags or whatever you want to cut out to put in here. Definitely do that. And then we come to our, well, my final page. And let me see about these Anna Griffin stickers to add a little red to the color scheme there. This is all black with a little beige wording, and then we have the red paper back here. So let's see. This is really cute. It's just really big. I don't really want to place that there. And the postcard's kind of cute. Let's do that. So this has that postcard theme. These poor stickers have seen better days. They've been kind of smushed in where I keep them. Let's see here. I'm trying to figure out where I want to place that. Right there's fine, towards the edge. Have that there. You can still place a small picture over here or just leave it the way it is. And then when you open it up, you have all this area here. And then we're still going to have another tag. And I'll probably make this tag out of the tulip paper, that reddish colored paper, because there's so much black and beige here. I think it looks really cute. And I'll just use this smaller Merry Christmas sentiment kind of postcard or postage looking sticker, should I say. Lift that up. Hope I don't tear it. There we go. And I'm going to place that in this top corner here. So there's that guy. And down at the bottom here we still have some more room for something, and maybe I'll just do this little circle. It has like a little Santa sled or sleigh. Sorry, I'm talking a little quieter. It's just my son. I don't want to wake him up. So there's that. And there you have it. So I will have some still pictures for you. I hope you guys like the tutorial. If you want, you know, for your personal book, if you want to place more back here, that's up to you. Like I said, I brought all this stuff and I knew I wouldn't use even more than, or even half of it. It's just I like to see what I have and then kind of pick and choose what I want to do. So thanks for watching, and I hope you all make some of your own. I know a lot of people have already said they've started theirs, so that's a great compliment, and I thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next project. All right, bye-bye. Hey guys, I kind of want to just walk through. I know I already said goodbye, but I want to show you what I did. All I did was add like a little postage sticker here. It's kind of a 3D sticker, and a couple little rhinestones, or a few little rhinestones there, because I didn't want to do too much to the front. If I end up coming up with like a name for this, like Christmas 2011 or something else, whatever, I might add like a tag here. But generally, I just keep it this way. And you had already seen how I applied the poinsettia sticker, and this part, most of this we did together. So there's not too much to show. Here's one of the tags, and it has the words at the bottom there. And all I did was just in the inside, just add a little stamping of dots, and then this little swirl sticker. I guess I'll just leave that out. Well, it's okay. I'll put it back in. That's cute because it kind of sticks out, and you can see it there. And the next page, this thing got really full. Okay, so the next page we did together, where I put the little cabochon and the different tags. And And like I said, the tags don't have to have writing on them. If you want them to be plain text so you can write on them, just do that. You don't have to do what I did. I just used what was in the paper pack. Next page has a lot going on with the gold border there, and then the little stickers that we added. Oh, that one's catching on to that one, so I'm not opening it quite up. This I did off camera, and this is just a tag from some jeans I bought the other day, some Massimo jeans at Target, and it had this little red tag, and I'm like, wow. And I always hold on to things like this when it has something cute, because I figure maybe I can use it. And all I did was add one of those stickers that I had from one of the sticker packs that I had shown you there, and it covered up the Massimo wording perfectly, and it coordinated really nice. So there's that. Here's another tag I did. This one's just very plain. It has a little ornament there, and on the inside it has the best gift, a sticker that says that, and then the very inside is plain. I probably won't stick that back in because it's going to take up time to do that. So then the next page, I just added one of those cute little decorative tags from the stack. Here's another one. All I did here with this stamping is that full music stamp, and I inked it up with black, I stamped it on a piece of paper, and then I stamped it on here so that it's kind of like a faded second generation stamp. And then on the inside I did stamp with the Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas Cosmo Cricket stamp. And that's all for that one. And distress around the edges. And all the tags I did with the trifold because I thought it was cute, but it made the book really thick. So I'll show you that in a minute. There's that Santa that we stuck down. This little tag here I made with some of the packaging from one of the sticker sets. It has like flourishes on it, if you can see that. So I just cut it out like I did the other one. It's about 1.5 inches by 2.5 and made it a little tag. This is from the paper stack. Here's another trifold I made. I put poinsettia sticker there. I stamped it with the snowflakes down at the bottom. On this one I stamped with the snowflakes, then I put this dimensional sticker that like really coordinated real well with the rest of it, so it looks like it's in the border there. And on the inside is just plain. There is a lot going on here, let me tell you. Okay, and then, and my son's awake, so he might come over. Sounds like here he comes. What am I doing? I can't get this folded. I stuck this in there. Okay, sorry about that. He was watching a video and he didn't want it anymore. Anyway, I was having trouble putting this back in because I put it in crooked, but there it goes. That last page. And then on this one, I kept those tags. They're actually pretty cute, the blue, because they coordinate perfectly with both pages. And this one's just another tag. And here's another tag I made out of just the paper. Like I said, the packaging from one of the sticker sets. And on this back page, we saw that I had put that sticker down and then a couple other ones. And we did that together. This is one other thing I did off camera, was just from the... I don't know what he's doing over there. He's playing with blocks. With the paper pack, I just cut out this little Christmas, not a list, it's just like a little ledger. It's pretty cute with a little sticker. And then one more trifold with the tulip paper. And all I did was stick a sticker on there. And on the inside, this other sticker that says Warm Wishes. Okay? And then distressed. All these are distressed. It's very lightly done, but it's there. And then you can stick that back in there, or however you like. And that's it. So I hope you like the walkthrough. And the reason I want to walk you through is to kind of go over the things I did off camera. Let me take that out. But I also want to show you how thick this thing became with all those trifolds. And it's basically the trifolds that are making it do that. So if you don't want to put so many in so that your book lies flatter, that's up to you. If you don't mind that it's just kind of, looks like this, then that's no problem. Somebody had asked if I was going to make a closure, and I didn't do it on this book, but if you wanted to, as you're constructing your book, when you lay down this binding edge, when you have it still flat before you put any of these things in, and before you stick them together, I would run a piece of ribbon between the piece of paper, between this, the red paper, let's say, and between the chipboard. So between the paper and the chipboard, run a length of ribbon that's going to be really long, probably, let's say, 2 feet on each side. So maybe a 4-foot length of ribbon, and run it through there. Then stick your chipboard down to your paper, to the binding, and then stick everything together like I showed you. And that way the ribbon's going to come out here because you stuck it between your chipboard and your paper, and then it'll help you close up the book if you wanted. So that's one way. Or you can, if you're real good at making those little latches, you can make your own little closure. But that's just my word of advice. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you all soon. I hope you really enjoyed the tutorial. Bye bye.